Yes, people, we're here. We're live and direct on the Big Bad Station with the legendary Tippa Irie. And you know what? It's always a blessing when we have a complete legend joining us. So, Tippa Irie, you there?
I am Catman. Nice to hear from you. Thank you once again. We had a little bit of a hiccup on Facebook Live, but now we're nice and loud and we're clear. You
Definitely.
know what I mean? So it's nice to be here.
100%.
Nice to be here. Thank you for the invitation.
Anytime, you're always welcome. And you know what, Tippa Irie, I feel like every time we have a legendary guest like yourself, we have to ask, how did this all begin? How did this journey for you start and happen? How did it happen?
Well, it happened really with my dad, you know.
Okay.
My father had a sound system called Musical Messiah.
Yeah.
So when he came from Jamaica, my dad used to have blues dances on a Friday and a Saturday night.
Yeah.
And basically, he used to have his little sound downstairs. We had a greengrocer, so on the ground floor was the shop.
Yeah.
On the above the shop, me and the family used to live, and then in the basement there was 2 rooms.
Wow.
And my dad had used to have the blues dances on a Friday and Saturday night. So I basically grew up into it, you know. And my dad used to rent the rooms to bands like The Real Thing. You know, I don't know if you remember a tune called You To Me Are Everything, the sweetest song that I can sing. Them guys, they used to rehearse in my dad's basement.
Oh, wow. What history.
So, so I just grew up in the music. You know what I mean? So from there, my dad used to play U Brown, U Roy, Big U, Trinity, Dillinger, Dennis Al Capone, Big U, to all these people. So I used to just listen to them and learn from them. And then, you know, after a while, you start to develop your own style. So my dad's sound was called Musical Messiah. And then there's a brother called Commander B that used to be on Choice FM back in the day. And we had a youth man sound together called Younger Frontline. And then from Younger Frontline, we made a sound called Tipograph, you know. And then from Tipograph, I went on to Mikey Dread. From Mikey Dread, I went on to King Tubby's. And from King Tubby's, that's when it really took off for me on Saxon.
Wow, what a journey. What a journey for real.
That's just the sound journey.
Yeah.
That's just the first part.
Wow.
Yeah.
But how did your dad know you had talent? Because obviously, just to let you on the sound, I'm sure that didn't happen.
Well, he just, you know, I mean, obviously, you know, the equipment was just there. Yeah. You know, so it was set up. So when my dad used to go to, you know, to the market and stuff like that, or used to go out or whatever, that was my opportunity to turn on the sound and to practice.
Okay.
You know, or if he's gone out somewhere, you know, and then my dad left to go back to Jamaica when I was 16.
Wow.
You know?
Yeah.
So when he left when I was 16, my mom was still keeping the blues parties. So when my dad wasn't there, me and my friends used to go downstairs and we just used to practice on the sound system that was downstairs. And it just basically started to take off for me because people started to realize my talent.
Yeah.
And then my cousin introduced me to Mikey Dread. And Mikey had a sound, his sound is called MJR Roadshow, but back in the day it's called Mikey Dread. And Mikey Dread was the brother of Cecil Rennie. They're the Rennie brothers. And Cecil Rennie is the owner of King Tubby's sound.
Wow.
You know? Yeah. So Mikey brought me to his brother, King Tubby, Cecil, from that run King Tubby sound in Brixton. And he said, you know what, this youth, he's got talent, you should listen to him. So when he heard me chatting on the mic, you know, he said, listen, I want you to join the sound. So I just started to link up with King Tubby's, carry the boxes, you know, run the wires, and then obviously when the sound string up, I would go on the mic.
Wow.
You know what I mean? And then it just took off from there, you know, from Tubby's. I think I was entering a talent competition in Brixton.
Okay.
And then Dennis Rowe and Musled from Saxon, they saw me at this talent competition and they asked me to come and join their sound.
Wow.
So I said, okay, let me go and have a look. And when I got there, Maxi Priest was there, Papa Levi was there, Daddy Colonel was there, a lot of talented artists, Roger Robin, all these different artists. So I said to my brethren Rusty, you know what, I like the vibes over here.
Yeah.
Let's go to more of these dances. So that's what we did. We started to join up with Saxon, and they were more my age group too. You know,
I hear that.
they were a bit younger than Cecil from King Tubby's and stuff like that. So I kind of got on with them. So I just decided to link up with them.
Yeah.
And, so my dad, to answer your question, my dad, he just, he kind of spotted my talent from early.
Wow. Have to big up your dad and your mum for carrying that on, for real. To big them up.
Yeah, you have to big them up, man, because without them, obviously, you're nothing without your parents, From your parents, them, look after you and got your back. And my mum and dad, they really had my back, they really supported me. Like any Jamaican parents, they would tell you to go read your book and go this and go that. But when she realized that I had talent, she started to push me, and so did my dad.
Yeah, for real, I hear that. And you know what, Tippa, how would you describe your style? Because people call it a fast talking style, but I don't know, how would you describe you as an artist?
Well, I think I'm versatile.
Yeah.
They call me Mr. Versatile, so I can adapt to any style of emceeing. So whether it's more laid back, like you, Roy, whether it's more it's continuous like Papa San, whether it's speed rapping, like General Levy or somebody like that, I can adapt to any of those styles. So I just like to call myself versatile. What I mean? That can adapt to any rhythm. I can really chat on any kind of rhythm, even rock, what I mean? Soul, hip hop, reggae groove, what I mean? Dancehall, obviously, reggae, whatever.
Yeah.
Soul, blue beat, So I just see myself as a versatile artist that can adapt to any rhythm, and my style, I'm the person, I'm very good with hooks and melodies, that's my kind of strong point.
Yeah, I hear that, for real.
Also, yeah.
Definitely.
Sorry, I just got a little bit of a call.
No worries. The reason why I asked that is because I feel like you guys helped pioneer even the kind of grime and the rap culture as well. The likes of Smiley culture, yourself, like actually putting that together and expanding that in the UK. What do you feel about that?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, definitely we set the pace for all of them, because obviously we are the first generation, from the Windrush generation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because our parents came over, then they had us. And so obviously, you got us, and then obviously it goes down to like Sweetie Irie, General Levy, Mr. Williams, YT, people like that. And then obviously now it's moved on to the younger generation. Then you probably have Wiley as the pioneer for the grime scene. And then now it's moved down onto Stormzy and, people like Dizzy Rascals, a bit older than Stormzy them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that generation, Kano and all of these guys, and Tichy Strider, all these guys, what I mean? We kind of like their format and on how they, used to spit in their little grime pirate radios and the little dances is basically the similar format to what we used to do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I hear
so
that.
we opened the door and set the way for them. You know what I mean? Without what we were doing, there would be none of them.
For real, I hear that 100%. And speaking of that, the tune that I think the very first tune I ever heard of you when I was growing up was Hello Darling. And I remember singing it and singing it and singing it. And I don't know where it came from, to be honest. I just remember it was so catchy, and it was one of the best tunes out there at the time, and Ragamuffin Girl. And I just kept on. So I need to ask you, where did those two tunes come from? Where was the inspiration from them tunes?
Well, Hello Darling was we used to play at a place called People's Club
Okay.
in Parade Street, Paddington. And I was outside of the dance in the sound van. You know, you sit in the front of the sound van,
Yeah.
you know, because the dance was winding down. And a nice girl just walked by. So I just said to her, hello, darling. And she turned around and said, hello, good looking. And I thought, wow, that's something what, you know, everybody kind of says. So I went back into the dance and was freestyling, you know, hello, darling, hello, good looking. And them man, they was laughing after me. You know what I mean? My brethren, them, the guys around and said, where Tippa go with them soft lyrics there? And some gal in my chat up outside, this and that, make him come with them lyrics there. So I just left it at that. And then I think I was in the studio. We just got signed to Greensleeves.
Okay.
And I was doing a song, It's Good to Have the Feeling You're the Best.
Yeah.
You know? So when I was having problems for some reason voicing the tune. So I said to them, look, I want a break. You know what I mean? So when there was a break in the session now, I just started to sing, hello, darling, hello, good looking, hello. And then my producer was like, Tippa, what's that? I said, it's a new tune that I got working on. He said, go home and write that lyric. That sound catchy, that sounds good, that sound like it could be something. So so that's what I did, you know. I wrote the lyric, I went back to him, and then Patrick Donegan and them guys from the Reggae Regulars, they started to work on the rhythm. And then we had Lindell Lewis, Ray Carlos, God rest his soul, and Kyle Brown, who's a great jazz guitarist, started to work on the rhythm also. So I had really good people around me because I had the support of Greensleeves, and then I had a great engineer, which is Lindell Lewis, and then he taught me how to do the harmonies on the tune and stuff like that. And Kat, we finished it, and when it came out, it just went straight to number one in the reggae charts.
Wow.
And then it went to number 22 in the pop charts, and then that's when I went on to Top of the Pops.
Wow, tell us about that. What was that like?
Boy, that was amazing, man. I was sitting right next to Samantha Fox.
Wow.
You know, she might be a bit too you might be a bit too young for you to remember her, but she was one of them page 3 girls.
Okay. Yeah, I've heard of her. I've heard of her. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Wow. Okay.
She was on there as well. She was on there as well doing her song, and I was on there. But it was nice experience. I went out, done some shopping, tried to make myself look sharp, you know. I went out, buy some little bits and pieces, and then you got to record it live. So I did my live recording of it, and then it aired, and it was an amazing time for me, Kat, because at the end of the day, in them time, there wasn't many black people on the TV.
Yeah,
you know. So for somebody from Brixton, from local, to make it onto national TV, it was a big achievement. You know, so I was really, really blessed at that time, you know what I mean? And then after Hello Darling came out, I just spent the last couple of years after that just on the road. Doing shows and traveling all over the world, because Hello Darling was big in the Caribbean, and it was big in Europe, and, and lots of different places. And then after a while, I got dropped from Greensleeves label.
Okay.
For some strange reason, they dropped all of the UK artists, and then because they set up a label called UK Bubblers for us.
Okay.
And then they ended up changing their direction. So obviously, I wouldn't sit down, so I decided to be independent.
Yeah. I hear that.
So I linked up with Commander B, Peter Huntingale, and a brother called Flutie.
Wow.
And we produced Ragamuffin Girl, and that was in 1989. Wow. And that came out, and boom, that went straight to number one in the reggae charts. And then that same year, I had a #1 with Winsome with Superwoman.
Yeah. Wow.
So the 80s was blessing for me.
Wow. Just kept getting those #1s. I bet Greensleeves were vexed.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Boy, yeah, they gave up on. They just gave up on the industry, man. They just sold up. The guy Chris Cracknell and Chris Cedric. They obviously made their money.
Yeah.
They made their money off of the out of the business. So they wanted to sell their company. So basically, that's what they done. They sold their company and moved on. I think it was VP or somebody like that.
Wow.
That took up the label.
For real. You know what, Tippa? When you came to Coventry and you did a show with us, with Wayne Wonder and so many other greats on the stage, you had the crowd at your feet. How do you kind of do that, basically? Because there's so many that can't. There's so many that can't do it, and I need to ask you that. How do you do it?
Well, you just give 100%, and obviously, as an artist, you learn from other artists,
Yeah.
So, and then you might check this artist out, check that artist out, check this performer out, check this, and then you take little bits from all of them and put it into your own thing. You know what I mean? And I think that's what I've done over the years, because it's been 40 years, Kat,
Wow.
It's been 40 years of performing, and then from you got that gift. I think I'm just blessed with that gift to, because I practice my art, I practice my performing, I practice my lyrics, I practice and practice and practice, and then you become, it just becomes like second nature. It comes natural. So I like to engage with my audience, and I like to impress them. I like to give 100%. So that they can, they want to come back to see you again.
Yeah.
So even if it's 10,000 or 50 people, I try to give the best show possible, so that people can say, you know what, it wasn't full, but Tippa still gave us a great show. You know what I mean? And so I just, it's just commitment, man. It's commitment. You got to be committed to your craft. It's just like when you're doing your radio show, you probably you're interviewing somebody, you prepare.
100%.
You prepare for that person.
Yeah.
So for me, if I'm gonna go to rehearsal, I want to make sure that my lyrics are in my head. My job is to get my lyrics right.
Okay.
So I make sure my lyrics them are right, and I'm well rehearsed, so that I've got the tunes them in my head.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then when I go in there, I can deliver. And it's the same thing when I'm on stage, I like to, sometimes every audience is different. So you try to look at the audience and feel them out and see which tunes you can do that's going to capture them. You know what I mean? Because performing in Jamaica is different from performing in Thailand.
Yeah. I hear that, yeah.
You understand me? And performing in London is different from performing in Australia.
Yeah.
So there's different vibes. You can probably get away with certain things with the audience in California. They're gonna be more open, if you like.
Okay. Yeah.
But an audience in Jamaica or London, they get so much. They're so spoiled with the thing. It's like you have to, it's like they look at you like, let me see if you still got it, or let me see if you can impress me, or let me see where am I gonna come with.
Yeah.
Whereby you go to certain places, they're just happy that you're there.
Yeah, I hear that. Wow.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And
so it just swings and roundabout.
For real. And you've worked and gone to so many different places, from the likes of Gambia, Kenya, Australia, so many different aspects. Has there been a place where you thought this is it, or does everything just take you?
Yeah, I mean, it's like sometimes you go to places, like when I went to Brazil, it was like, wow, You know, the vibe was just so nice. The people them was so nice. You know what I mean? So, and then when you go to Thailand, the people them are happy. You know, they're so respectful and happy that you've come all that way to come and perform for them, because I've been to places like Vietnam and Cambodia and all these places, and obviously they don't get somebody of my caliber or somebody like me coming through there too often.
Yeah.
So when you do come there, they're really happy, and they're really happy, and they just love the vibe. So I really like Thailand a lot.
Wow.
I like the vibes out in Thailand. I like the vibes out in Africa. You know, when I went to Gambia, that was amazing. You know, I like, certain parts of, the only place I like in Australia is Byron Bay.
Okay.
Because it's tropical. It reminds me of Jamaica.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then, but there's so much places, Kat, man. I love Italy. You know, there's a place called Salento in Italy. It's hot like Jamaica. There's so much places, too many places, man. But obviously, I love Jamaica too. You know, we love the Caribbean.
Yeah, for real. I hear
and the
that.
birthplace of the music. So we love everywhere.
For real. You know what, Tippa? One thing I wanted to ask you, speaking with so many different artists and trying to understand kind of what's going out there in the music business at the moment, and especially in Jamaica, and the feedback seems to be that it's very difficult to get on radio stations and to kind of make it forward. And I wanted to know, like, what's your opinion about that, and why is that?
Well, a lot of these stations, or the DJs them that's on the station, there's a thing called payola.
Okay.
So if you pay, you get played.
Oh, okay.
And then if you're not peer, you don't get no player.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So so there's that element, especially in Jamaica.
Okay.
It's maybe not so much in somewhere like over here, but in any place, if you pay for something,
yeah,
you get played. You know what I'm saying? And if you've got the funding to go to Radio 1 and get a record player and take the producer out to dinner, and sweet them up to play your tunes to them on the radio, then you've got more chance of getting a hit.
Wow.
So for me, it's like you have to. I just make music, and I put it out there, and I promote it the best I can.
Yeah.
Try to get it to as much people as I can. And if DJ Kat is feeling it and she likes it and she wants to play it, then God bless DJ Kat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I hear
if
that.
somebody don't want to play your music for whatever reason, you can't take it personally. They must have because not everybody's gonna like what you do. But it's hard when somebody don't have the funds and the backing to pay these people to play their music.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be a struggle.
I hear that.
You know what I'm saying? So a lot of the time, it can be depressing because radio DJ's job really is to play the music, but then obviously you're gonna play music that you like.
Yeah.
If you don't like a tune, you're not gonna play it.
Yeah, I hear that. But sometimes I feel like you should also be a bit more eclectic and look at the wider picture, innit? Like if you're
exactly,
I just feel like, okay, I might not like that particular tune, but does it have a message? Does it have a purpose? Then I personally would think that you should play it, regardless of you as an individual. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's something in the actual music industry itself or the music business. I don't know. I don't know.
Look, it's been like that for a very long time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's difficult to change it, because if you're somebody that works on a station, you've got a particular, tunes them or artists what you like, or you might hear something, you might play the odd new tune, because everybody believes that their tune should be played. So if a guy's got 2 hours on the radio, I may feel if I do a radio show on BBC, I know I've got 18 albums.
Okay. Yeah.
So if you're doing an interview with Tippa Irie and you're on BBC or whatever, dedicating one weekend or one show to Tippa Irie is not going to kill you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
For real.
Because I've got 40 years of music.
Yeah.
So sometimes they try to cram you into 10 minutes. And it can be frustrating, because obviously I did a show the other day on another radio station, and the guy went through my catalogue and he could not believe how much the volume of music that I've actually done. So he was picking and choosing tunes that he had to leave out, what he didn't want to leave out of the show, and he done the whole 2 hours devoted to me.
Wow.
You know what I mean? And he still didn't get to play nowhere the amount of tunes them that he really wanted to play.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So sometimes it's like, it's frustrating, because you have the music, you have the catalog.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And for me, I've got a load of tunes that I think are hits.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But if they don't get played, Hello Darling got played.
Yeah, I hear that.
That's why it was a hit. Ragamuffin Girl got played. That's why they were hits.
Yeah.
If you don't get no played, but there's loads of tunes that I've made that is just as good as those tunes, but because they haven't got no airplay, they're not hits.
Wow. I feel like everybody should go to their like record box, or even on the computer, whatever it is, and go and check you out and see the whole catalogue.
Yes, man, definitely.
And then I know, was it one of your first tunes called The Opposite that you recorded?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, I was 17 when I done that tune, Kat.
Wow.
That was my first ever tune. That was on the Sir Lloyd label.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, on a label called LGR, that was the first tune. That was the first tune that I did, and then I did a couple of live albums on that same label, LGR, which was called the Dick Shepherd Youth Center, so DSYC 1, 2, and 3. It was 3 volumes with me and a whole heap of local DJs,
Wow. Wow.
People like Papa Levi, Ricky Rankin, Horseman, all these guys. And then my first album was Is It Really Happening to Me?
Okay. Wow.
Which was released on Green Sleeves,
Yeah, I hear that. And then I didn't know this until, I think it must have been about a year or so ago, that you played literally a massive part, really, in Black Eyed Peas, because Hey Mama, you had input in that, Monkey Business, Dum Diddley, and I remember singing these tunes, and I had no idea you played a part in that. So tell us about that journey. Tell us about that.
Well, I think I was in California.
Okay.
I was in California, and I was doing a little tour on the west coast of California.
Okay.
And I was playing at this, and when I was out there, I met this guy called Motivate, who's a DJ.
Yeah.
And his friend introduced me to him, and he used to be a DJ for Will.i.am, you know, so he used to play tracks when Will and the Black Eyed Peas performed.
Yeah.
So he said, look, we need to do a tune together. So I said, okay, no problem.
Yeah.
So when I was voicing this tune called Every Day in the studio, he's got a studio in the same building that Will Will them had their studio.
Yeah.
So I just happened to be in the vocal booth, vocaling the tune, and Will walked by. So he's like, "Who the hell is this guy?" You know?
Yeah.
You know, he sounds awesome. So the brother's saying, "That's Tippa Irie from England, man.
Wow.
That guy is a dope MC and So he said, all right. So he said to me, one day I'm gonna have something for you. So I said, okay, no problem. So anyway, I was in San Diego doing the show, and then when I did the show, I got a phone call from Shelly Roots, and she said, Tip, Will's got this idea for this tune for you, and the tune was Hey Mama.
Wow.
So I went down there, listened to the track, took the track back to where I was staying. I was staying in a place called Laverne, which is like east of LA.
Yeah.
And I just basically sat there all night, cutie, make sure you move your booty, shake that thing in at the city I've seen, and hey shawty, I know you want to party, and the way your body looking make me really feel naughty. And I just come up with that lyrics, and then I just listened to the whole tune, filled in all the gaps, and then I went back the next day, and I just nailed it, man. I just went in, vocaled the tune, they were happy. He mixed it same place, told me what he's going to pay me, told me what publishing he was going to give me. And then I said, yo, thank you very much. And I just left it at that, you know. And then next thing I knew, Where Is the Love came out.
Wow.
And I went, okay, wow, looks like something's going to go on for this group, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then Shut Up came out, and then I said, Hey Mama must be the next single, and it was, and it came out, and it was like top 10 all over the world, you know, so it was a blessing. So that's how that tune came about. And then on the next tune, Dum Diddly, I was in London, and obviously I worked with them on Hey Mama, so he said he'll give me a little change to work on Dum Diddly, so I said, okay, so I helped him with some of the lyrics on that. And yeah, next thing he knew, I was in Hollywood making the video, and then I went on tour with them. You know, we toured right through Europe, Australia, all heap of places.
Wow. What a journey!
So it was amazing time.
For real, definitely. And then you had another great album called Living the Dream. Tell us about that, because that's got so many different vibes and energies in that particular album.
Yeah, I done that in Jamaica, you know, Kat.
Wow.
You know, I was in Jamaica. I stayed in Jamaica because we have a family home in Jamaica.
Yeah.
So I brought my engineer and one of my friends with me. And we just sat there, basically, and listened to drum tracks. And we just put the album together, you know. We would go through, my brethren had like a sample, a program that sampled that had a whole heap of different drum sounds. So basically we just listened to the drum sound and said, right, yeah, we're going to use that drum sound. And then we would make up the bass line, and then we just put the tune together, then I would write the lyrics, you know. So I did a tune called Friends Would Say with Peter Huntingale. You know, I had a soca tune on there with Sapphire called Big Jamaican Man. I had a whole heap of different producers, a brother called JB Baker, who was my engineer at the time. He done most of the production on the album. Wow. You know what I mean? And I got chewed on there, I think, with General Levy and a couple of other people. But yeah, it was really a nice album, man. I really enjoyed making that album, you know?
For real. And then, of course, you've got this new beautiful album called I'm an African. Tell us about this journey.
Yes.
Tell us about this one.
This one here is a sure shot. It's a fire.
Yeah.
You know? But yeah, now, man, this album is one of my favorite albums that I've done, you know, and basically it's just bigging up the motherland, which is Africa, bigging up our ancestors, which is Africa, bigging up the Caribbean, where my parents come from, and then speaking about, you know, London, UK, where I grew up, you know what I'm saying? So the title track is produced by OBF out of France, you know. they produced the track for me. They came to me with the rhythm, and as soon as I heard the rhythm, you know, they wanted me to go into some kind of American trap kind of vibe, but I wasn't feeling that at all, you know. So I just said, look, this is what I'm coming with. And when he heard the chorus, he said, yes, Tip, I got you.
Yeah.
Deal with that. That sounds really good. So then I just went, boom. When I finished the tune, I said, this has got to be the title track of my new album.
Yeah.
You know? And I'm really proud of the album. The album is out now. It's called I'm an African. I've got Apache Indian on there. I've got Stush,
Yeah.
who's, you know, Wicked MC, UK Garage MC. And also I got a beautiful singer called Shanice.
Yeah.
We done a tune on there called Love Yourself.
Wow.
You know, Apache Indian, we done the hot stuff.
Yeah.
You know, I got production from Family Man Barrett Jr.
Okay.
You know, from the Wailers. His son produced Flatfoot Hustle.
Yeah.
You know, on the album. And then, you know, I've got a tune on there on the Can't Be With You Tonight rhythm, produced by Peter Honeygill, and I'm on there with China Black. You remember China Black was Searching?
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, Errol Reed, he's on the album as well. I got Keith Lawrence on production as well with Two Bad Mind and Guan Dweet. You know, got Bubblers from the Undivided Roots band. He's done Mystic and Live the Life You Love. You know. So, you know, I got such a variety of tunes on the album, and, you know, I made a tune about coffee as well.
Okay.
On there, which is basically talking about her rise and just bigging her up because, you know, I respect how, you know, I love to see the younger generation coming up and doing well for themselves, you know.
I hear
so
that.
what I did, I just wrote a tune, you know, just mentioning her rise to fame, basically.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, you know what, Tippa,
So I did that.
so nice to hear that you bigging up the younger generation. I feel like sometimes there's a bit of a rift between the older generation and the younger generation because obviously the styles and the flavours have changed. So it's nice to hear that, for real.
No, man, I'm bigging up. I have to big up. When you see people doing well, you must be happy for them and, you know, and push them and continue to help them rise, you know what I mean? Because it's not, we had our time and I'm still making music and I'm still doing good music. But you have to be also happy when you see the younger artists them come up and doing well for themselves. You know, we have to push them. I mean, it's a different vibe. The only thing that I have is with artists like Skeng and Skilly Bang and some of these artists is the content.
Yeah,
you know,
I hear you.
is the content of their music. I like their styles. I like their vibes. It's you know, I mean, me personally, I prefer Chronix and Jesse Royal and Kibaka Pyramid and Leela IK and that cropped of because they're doing more real reggae music for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I hear that.
You know, people like Taurus Riley and but the Skengs and the Skilly Bangs, I like a lot of the styles what they do, but I just don't like the gun content and the slackness and the slackness and how they kind of degrade women.
Yeah.
So that is the, you know, but you know, I prefer Queen Amiga, Queen Light Freaka, people like that, you know.
For real, they're fire. Their two sisters there are just fire completely. Yeah, man.
Yeah, definitely, you know.
Yeah, I feel like you should do something with them. I don't know.
Yeah, I would love to, man. I would love to, man. I'd love to, but I got so much on it right now. I'm still gonna be promoting I'm an African, and then my next project is with King Jammies, you know.
Okay, wow.
Yeah. My next project is with Jammies. I'm about 3 tracks in that I've written. He's not even heard the tracks that I've written yet. I'm not sending them to him, but I'm gonna. He sent me all the tracks, all the rhythms.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna work on promoting I'm an African for now.
Yeah, I hear that.
And then I'm gonna, as soon as this dies down, I'm gonna Well, I'm gonna be promoting it still because I'm gonna go to Barbados to do a couple of videos.
Nice.
And I'm gonna go to Jamaica after. I think my last show in England is in November.
Okay, I hear that.
And after November, I'm planning to hit the road.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, just gonna go and travel. Hopefully, America, Jamaica, Barbados. And then end up back in Jamaica. I might come back to England in February.
Okay, that's nice. That sounds like a great plan. That sounds like a good plan.
Yeah, tell you. Yeah, get out of the cold.
For real, it's too much, isn't it? It's too much. It's too much, the cold is.
I know.
So, Tippa, with all that being said, what is it that you would like for the future for yourself and obviously the up and coming? What would you like?
Well, for me personally, I've got my book coming.
Yeah.
So it's my autobiography is coming on in March.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna be promoting my book, and I want to go around and do Q&As.
Yeah.
Like an evening with Tippa Irie, speaking to people that's read my book, and they want to ask me questions and stuff like that. So I want to go around and do that. Continue doing my shows because I love performing live with my band.
Yeah.
And continue supporting, the younger artists if I can, if they need any advice or anything like that. I will do my best to help them and support them when I got the time. Just keep pushing, and if you're a young artist coming up, join the music union, find out about the business because it's music business.
Yeah.
So remember that it's a business. As much as you love the art, you have to make sure that the business is correct. You know what I'm saying? So,
I hear that.
Yeah, just keep believing in yourself. Believe in yourself as a younger artist, believe in yourself and pushing yourself because you might not have the greatest talent, but sometimes it's not always the most talented people that are successful in the music business.
Yeah, I hear
so
that.
You just have to push yourself,
For real. And you know what, Tippa, before you go, what would you like to say to your fans and the people that have been supporting you? Either you can sing a little something or say a little something. What would you like to say to them?
No, Mr. Seko crowd of people because so that I mean nobody else about the Tippa Irie. Just keep supporting me. Just keep supporting me reggae music. Cause say it's sweet, you can't refuse it. Yeah, big up, big up, big up, big up, big up, big up, big up. Blessing, blessing, blessing. Look, my people, I just want to say thank you, man. Thank you for the support. Thank you for pushing my music. Thank you for supporting my music. Big up all of the fans, them around the world, people in Jamaica, people in all through the Caribbean, America, Africa, big up the people them in Africa right now because they're really promoting and supporting I'm an African, my brand new album.
Yeah.
So big up on yourself and link up, tippairie.com. Simple. If you need to contact me, tippairie.com.
For real. And you know what, Tippa, I want to say thank you to you as well. I really appreciate, you've been putting out the works, putting the energy out there, and every time you put a project out, it's fire. And I have to say thank you as an artist, for real. More love every time. And I appreciate the interview. I can hear you've got a cough, so I can hear that you still did it. You still did it.
Yes, man. Yeah. No, I couldn't let you down, babe. I couldn't let you down because I know I admire your passion and your drive, you, Alicia Scott, people, you guys got a real love. I can see the genuine love for the music. So, and there's another lady called, what's her name? Sugarcane.
Yeah.
And she's another lady that's got a love for the music. So I really appreciate you guys, and the way you are supporting the music, enough respect.
Anytime, you're always welcome. I'm looking forward to the book as well. I can't wait to read it.
Oh, thank you. Bless you.
Blessings. And of course, have a great night and we'll speak soon, yeah?
All right, we'll catch up. One love. Bless up.
More love. Bless up. Bless.